Yo, what's up YouTube? Before we start, you already know, smash the like button for more fire content. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. For all the newcomers, welcome to Team Eyeland. Make sure to follow Team Eyeland on the IG page, TikTok, Twitter, and Twitch, and make sure to tune in on our weekly live stream where you can get more defensive back tips and tricks. Today's video, I'll be explaining the proper way of how to play cover 2 read,
2020 respectively. On 2nd and 10, they get it out quick. Oh,
my Lord, Lorando Jones.
arms coverage, Kathy, a lot of different names for that, but it's essentially the safety and the corner are working together for 2 receivers. Both DBs are reading the number 2 receiver, and if the number 2 receiver runs an out route within a certain amount of yards, the corner's jumping it, and then the safety is running to get over top of number 1. All right, so now this coverage 2 read is only working for 2 receivers, right? We're really working on a number 2 and number 1, all right? So first thing first, as a corner, you gotta know the distance between number 1 and number 2. Have that in your mind, right? If they're wide, there's most likely something is gonna be going vertical, something's gonna be going out. The closer they are, most likely gonna switch immediately, all right? So now, based on him, he's at the bottom of the numbers, he's on the hash. Automatically, I'm kind of thinking, okay, the separation, a lot of separation between 1 and 2, most likely maybe 2 is going to run an out route and he's going to run a vertical route, right? So that's in my mind. And not saying it could happen, but that's in my mind. So I'm in my stance, right? And my eyes are on number 2, right? I'm reading number 2. So I'm here, right? And I'm going down, green 8, say go. I'm taking my read, boom. He gets to about 5 yards, he break out, boom. I'm going to him, right? Now, go back, reading number 2, and he keep going, boom, I get my read, and he goes vertical, my eyes gotta snap back to number 1, right? Now that's my man, okay? So we gotta be sure that if he passes a certain amount of yards, a lot of teams, they go 7 yards, a lot of people is 5 and under, 7 and under, but whatever it is, you gotta make sure that number 2 clears that before you get your eyes back to number 1. Now, this is the thing though, a lot of people, a lot of DBs, they spend too much time here and then this guy gets in our toes and he's over top, right? So you gotta make sure you have to adjust your re-step in this situation, right? Normally, your re-step, you take nice small steps. You might have to take a bigger step because now you're here, boom, boom. So now you can gain ground to still be over top of him just in case number 2 is still going vertical and we can play him man. Safeties, right? Now, we're about 10 yards from the receiver to 12. That's where we kind of want to work, right? Now, ideally, you want to be outside leverage because you're working to get over top of number 1 if number 2 goes out, right? So now, as a safety, here, you really could slow down a little bit. You don't have to pedal immediately. You can kind of get a nice little throttle step, boom, and get into your pedal, but you're reading number 2. So you're number 2, down, green 8, say go, boom. He runs it out, boom. My eyes snap to number 1, and I'm working to get to his upfield shoulder, right? I'm working to be over top of number 1, right? Do not, I repeat, do not spend too much time looking at number 2 running out route. As soon as his shoulders and his hips turn for the out, snap your eyes to number 1 and get here. Get to him immediately because now there's a void right here where you need to get to go make that play. Because the corner is going to sit and jump number 2. So that's why it's called 2 read. We're both reading number 2. And then we're gonna adjust for what number 2 does. So now, if number 2 goes vertical, right, we have to get man on number 1, right? So we here, like I said earlier, you're gonna adjust your re-step. You're gonna give a little bit more ground here. So he's going vertical, or if number 2 goes in immediately, our eyes are right back to number 1, right? The only time we're jumping number 2 if he runs anything out within a certain amount of yards, either 5 or 7, depending on what your team does on this coverage, right? That's the only time we're jumping number 2. If he run anything else, we're banned on number 1. So we here, boom, down, green 8, say go, give ground, boom, snap my eyes, boom, right here. He breaks for a hitch, you're breaking on it. He breaks for an out, you're breaking on it. He goes vertical, you're running with him, all right? Understand that. So now, safeties. If number 2 runs immediate in, In, we're looking to help number one. He's not a responsibility anymore. The only time is if he goes anything vertical, we got him, right? If he does a 10-yard out, we got him. If he does an 8-yard out and it's supposed to be a 7 or 8, or 5, we got him. Anything above 7 or 5, we have him. Anything above 7 or 5 outside, we have him. So now, a lot of times we could disguise the coverage, right? The corner could play it press bail, right? So you're gonna be here. You wanna make sure you're outside leverage, right? And you wanna give yourself ground, right? You don't wanna be a normal press alignment. You wanna give yourself a little bit more space, and now you can press bail it down. Green 8, said go, boom. You wanna make sure you could be over top of him, right? And you can see number 2. So now, if he's going vertical and number 2 runs an out, boom, I can go here, throttle down, I can break and make the play on number 2, right? The thing though is this, you cannot get number 1 to be on our blind spot. So if we're here, we do not want him, say go, we do not want him to get here and we're reading him, because if he goes vertical, now we gotta find him, we're out of position, now we're chasing. So you wanna make sure he's always in your line of vision. So if he try to get to your blind spot, might have to adjust a little bit, right? And then go, right? Now, if he does go vertical and he gets to our blind spot, we just speed turn and get on top, right? But you have to be over top of the receiver first. Do not let the receiver be even with you, because if he's even, he's leaving. So when it's 2 read, right, we gotta make sure we understand how far apart 1 and 2 is, right? Now, if they're really far, so if he's inside the hash, right, now we could call off the 2 read. Some teams call it a nail call, which means corner got him man and the safety got him man, right? Now, if there's no more split alignment, majority of the time, whoever's on the ball is running a deeper route and whoever's off the ball is running a short route. So keep that in mind when you're in this coverage. So now number 2's off the ball, so we know we can kind of anticipate that he's gonna run the shorter route, right? Now, if he's on the ball, flip alignment, and he's off the ball, most of the times when it's a flip alignment like this, in our minds, we already anticipating a smash concept where number 1's running the hitch and number 2's running that corner route. So if you see that, make sure you communicate that with your teammate to let them know, oh, flip alignment, he's off, he's on, right? Alert smash. Now that comes from watching more film and understanding what the team is doing when you're watching films. Find the tendencies, look at the alignment, how far apart they are or how close they are, and then you can kind of anticipate what routes, what concept they're trying to do. If number 2 runs a wheel route, right, he ran an out already, boom, so I'm on him, right? And then he goes vertical, I have to run with him. He already switched, he run that wheel route, you want to be over top of it. So make sure you see it. Don't just jump it immediately, right? If he runs a wheel, we got to run with the receiver. So understand, if he runs anything out, we got him. If he runs it out and up, we got him, because now he ran outside. So we're going to switch with the safety. If number 2 goes vertical, number 1's going vertical, let's say it's a post from number 1. We have to squeeze and run with that post, because number 2 has gone vertical. He's past the landmark that we're supposed to switch with the safety. So now the safety has number 2 man. Say number 2 runs a drag, the safety has him. We have to squeeze with the post. So now we don't have any help. So understand that if number 2 goes vertical, number 1 goes vertical, we on number 1 man to man. The safety's on number 2 man to man. So now understand that this coverage is called 2 read, palms, whatever you guys call it. Essentially you read in number 2 with the safety. You guys are adjusting from what number 2 does. Understand, if number 2 runs it out within 7 or 5 yards, the corner's jumping the out route, right? And then the safety is sprinting and taking a good angle to number 1. So be sure when you're sprinting to number 1, you get your eyes to number 1, locate him, drive to him before you go find the ball. Don't just look at the quarterback the whole time thinking you're going to be over top of him. Find the receiver first and then go make the play. Now, corners, if you're struggling to give ground, you understand you're giving ground, you want to give a little bit more ground in your restep, because now you have number 1. If he's go vertical, number 2 goes vertical, we got number 1, you still want to be over. So if you're struggling with that, you could be at 8 yards. Be at 8 yards and give ground a little bit, right? Now, as soon as you see number 2 run that out, out of there. Go make that play. Don't hesitate. Now, if number 2 goes vertical, snap your eyes right back to number 1. Speed up your pedal. Get ready to open up and run with the receiver, right? So if you're struggling with this, practice. Understand, going from your re-step and speeding up your pedal to, right, seeing number 2, breaking on number 2, locating the receiver in your brakes first, and all that stuff, and then you get more comfortable doing it, and you'll get better at doing it, and you'll be making more plays. That's the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.